What is up, Motorfest racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut. We're here today with the Koenigsegg 1 hypercar class. This is a rowdy beast. It is cracked in a straight line, but you do pay for it in the corners, especially at low speed. Let me show you how to set it up, bring you all the pros and cons of it, and let's dig into it. Have a little fun with this one today. Overall, as we go into the vanity settings, this one's got not much you can do. Let's just put it that way. You can do some visual parts. There's different hoods, different bumpers, a lot of different wheels, some stock ones. You can get the carbon fiber look, but you are not going to be able to do anything with the livery. So we have no Cornnut crew liveries. So out of the gate, this is like 2 out of 10. If I can't slap my name on the side, I'm not a fan. Make sure you guys are sticking some vanity wheels on there. Get those rims out of as far away from the body as you can. There's a handful of vanity wheels you can use. You'll see that just between those two, that's got a wider tread, but these ones have getting that rim out further, and that's what you want. That's your goal here. Everything else is just you do you, Pikachu. So knowing that going in, car's kind of mid when it comes to customization. As far as the settings go for the pro settings, this car does one thing really well. That is straight line speed. It is really very fast. It's a little hard to control. At low speeds, it's a little rowdy. And in the dirt, because it's rear wheel drive, it's tough. So it's not for everybody, but as far as setting it up, this is the best I've got for you. SakuraCommander locked it in, so let me show you what we have here. Final drive all the way long. That way you get that top speed. Get going as fast as you can. Grip is minus 3% in the front and 100% in the rear. Brake balance, you're going to fade that all the way to the back, so it's 40% front total. Brake power 100% as we do. Load front 100, and then load in the rear is minus 9. That's going to allow the car to tip in a little easier. Springs, you're going to go plus 10 in the front and plus 10 in the rear. We're going to fully stiffen that suspension up. Now for the compression, you're going to go minus 9% in the front and minus 7% in the rear. Damper rebound, you're going to go plus 6 on the front and plus 8% in the rear. ARB, which is those anti-roll bars, you're going to go plus 10% front and plus 10% rear. And then for the camber, like we do on a lot of the cars, it is full Beyonce to the left, to the left. You're going to go 0.25 both front and rear for that camber, so you've got those tilted in to give yourself the most mechanical grip possible. Koenigsegg 1, like I said, it's fast. It's rowdy. It's a little tough to control. It is not my favorite pick, but I know some people are wanting this car, so this is the best setup the SakuraCommander and myself could bring to you guys, and I'm very happy to do that. Watch me do a lap on the test track. You'll see some of the struggles that I have with it, and then you'll get to see me run it in a grand race and do quite well with it there. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'm trying to hit 10K subs, maybe this month if I could. That'd be really cool with your guys' help. Outside of that, have a great rest of your day. Side note, shout out to Unk RC for this brand new beat. It is called After Midnight. I really appreciate him for releasing his tracks directly to my Discord. All DRM free, so that way I can use them in my videos without any kind of crazy copyright. So it's awesome to have somebody making the beats for me, and then SakuraCommander for locking in a lot of the tunes for us here in the Cornnut crew. All of you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay tuned for that gameplay footage, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Here we are on the test track creating a legend. I've got clean driving on, and then everything else is off. Difficulties on 5, nitro's off, and then I run sequential gearbox, comfort traction control, and ABS on. Everything else is off, so we can keep pretty consistent lap times. For a hypercar, this is got a lot of pros and cons. It's fast in a straight line. It accelerates really hard. Its overall launch is lacking, though, because it isn't an all-wheel drive car like some of the Bugattis and some of the other really good hypercars on that launch. So if it is the first car in the stack, you are going to pay for that rear-wheel drive a little bit. And then when you get into the off-road sections, it's going to be a little rowdier than what you typically ask for. But after you lock that in, it does okay. We've got it tamed in a bit. Like I said, my goals here on the test track is not to just go as fast as I possibly can and max the car out. Otherwise, I'd spend all day just chasing tenths. And what we're doing here is try to get an idea how the car turns in, get an idea of how it hangs two tires in the dirt, how does it do going over the curbing and such, and it does okay there. I prefer the Agera R on the handling, I think, when it comes to the other Koenigsegg options, but this one does do okay. Its real advantage is if you know that you're about to get into a hypercar race that has a long highway stretch, this will make up a lot of time. Our AIs are kind of getting in the way of us a little bit there, so we're fighting a little harder than I'd like to typically. Dawn is making it tough, but that's alright. This is what I mean by a little spicy in the dirt right there. It immediately rotates as soon as we hit the dirt, and so be aware of that, you guys. Any of the rear-wheel drive hypercars are going to be a little crazy, a little rowdy, and this is no exception. Like, you just right there, just cutting through that little dirt section, you saw it start to kick out a little bit. So just don't be surprised if it's a little harder to control. I'd say this is more one of the expert class cars to run with. You definitely need to have your driver mod installed and have your wits about you. Mind you, once you're at speed, SakuraCommander, he tuned this up to really turn in quite good. It is quite fast, but one of the cons is at slower speeds it's a little rowdy. So definitely make sure you're running it with comfort traction control on and you do know what you're getting into. My overall lap time on this track this time isn't going to be that crazy, but it's a semi-clean run. But I do want you guys to see a bit of the struggle that I get into with it, because I don't want to set anybody else up for expectations that are not going to be met. It's spicy. A good hypercar does this in about 215-ish, so we're a bit slow there. We figure in a little bit of the AI traffic, and that sets a 219 pretty clean. Let me show you what it does in the Grand Race. Grand Race action with the off-meta setup. So we got the Hummer EV, the Koenigsegg Agera 1, and the Shelby 427 Cobra, dude. Let's get it going. We'll see how we can do. I know some of the guys in this lobby are low-key pretty cracked, so we got an uphill battle for sure, but we're gonna make it go. That guy's in a Trans Am. Shout out to that dude. We got blessed with a pretty decent start. So where the Cobra is strong is where I would say kind of like in its handling. It's off meta. This car is just, if you want a cool muscle car, pick this up. But that Focus, for example, is one that we'll be fighting against the whole time. The longer gears of the Cobra make it a little less awesome, because you kind of got to boost into the power, and we get walked by guys like that. But it does have a decent top speed, and if you can play in the draft with some other guys, it'll get you going. It's not a bad handling car, it's just not as strong as some of the others. That guy took a great line through there. Ish. See, this is the line, like he cut earlier. I don't think that other cut was better. That cut that we just did, I think, is the one to go with. Try not to use all of our nitrous, because we're going to need it after we get to this corner right here. That dude just went full Papega, and he made it stick. That bounce off that wall, insane. These guys are out here landscaping the countryside, ruining the Hawaiian Islands. Our man is off in the bushes. He's on an adventure. Okay, we've saved a lot of our nitrous. You gotta love him for trying, man. This thing's got good top speed. It looks really good. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's a little boaty, but it looks cool. IRL, this thing is omega cracked. Big ass V8 in a very lightweight car. But that'll be kind of an example of what that'll do for us. Now let's get this Koenigsegg going and show them what a 1-to-1 power to kilogram ratio looks like. Fun fact, that's why they call it the Koenigsegg 1. It was 1 kilogram per horsepower. is what the overall design was on it, and I thought that was super cool. It got quickly overshadowed by the Regera and a bunch of other things that Koenigsegg did shortly after, so it really kind of had a short time in the spotlight, but it's a very special vehicle. I think if you guys have this one, you'll really like this tune. It's very easy to drive with comfort. It's ooh, that was kind of a rough line through there. It doesn't step out on you and get too rowdy. You can really just point and shoot as far as the ability to make it go fast. Get off throttle and turn in, and it'll turn more aggressive than I think you guys will expect. And that's a pleasant surprise when you turn sharper than you're actually looking for. Because then once you learn that, you're able to put the car really in places that a lot of other people can't. And you'll see that we are walking away from everybody else. Shout out to the Cornnut crew right now. We got Small Shooter and Bodacious right behind us. Bodacious, one of the OGs, man. He actually stayed a week at my house when this game dropped. So shout out to Bo for being part of the race, coming to hang out with us. Not coordinated at all. Like, I just jumped in the video game and started playing, and turns out our man was Grand Racing. Let's see how we can do in the Hummer EV. I gotta make sure that I don't downshift. I'm notorious for downshifting these one-gear cars. The Hummer EV is not bad, but it does lack in top speed, which is its biggest deficit. I mean, it just doesn't have the legs that some of the other cars do. Like, Bo's a pretty accomplished driver. He's in that R34 Skyline. That thing's easily 10-15 mile an hour faster than we are. So he's going to get the opportunity here, and he'll probably pass us here pretty shortly. But Bodacious is not running a Cornnut crew livery. I'm going to have to crash him. We get in the draft. We do okay. Yeah, I just did that downshift to neutral stuff because, you know, manual transmission things. We're going to use a little bit of our NOS to try to get in the draft. This Hummer EV really is, it's pretty mid, you guys. I don't want to, like, set anybody up for failure or success or anything like that. Like, if you're looking for this and looking for a tune, this is a good one. But if you're looking for a car to really compete in, that R34 is gonna do you a lot better than what this is. It really is. We risked a lot right there, just trying to scuff the inside of that checkpoint. But risk versus reward, it worked out pretty good. Whew! We went from third to first pretty quickly. The technique I'm using right now is handbrake and nitrous almost at the same time to try to rotate this big ass truck as fast as we can. I used a little more nitrous just to kind of make sure I use that guy as a wall. Gotta do what you gotta do if you want to win, right? I'm being very careful with our nitrous to make sure I've got enough to burn towards the finish line right here. Alright. Take the dub. Shout out to Bo in second there. Get a Cornnut crew livery, you nerd. And everybody else did really good. So that's pretty cool. Hummer EV is okay, you guys. It's not great though. Oh, shout out to that dude. He's got Cornnut crew livery. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, dude. All right. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. You have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.